Many women with visible abs still have cellulite. It's not a fat tissue issue, it's a tissue and structure issue. And there's a genetic component to it as well. But if it's a genetic thing and 90% of women have it, why do we hate it? Why do we hate cellulite? Welcome to the Mindset Mirror Connection podcast, the podcast where we debunk the eat less, move more, shrink more mentality and focus on what really matters, which includes your relationship with your body, food, self-worth, and the behaviors that align with all of those. I'm your host, Christina Hathaway, licensed therapist with specialized training in food and body obsession, certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. At the Mindset Mirror Connection podcast, we believe what you say in your mind, you see in the mirror. So let's have a conversation about that. Before we get into today's episode, I want to make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also, if you don't want to miss any content that's being dropped, make sure you hit that notification bell as well. I also want to know who are the people you want to hear from on this show and what topics would you like me to continue to cover. Thank you so much for your continued support. Now, let's get into the episode. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Mindset Mirror Connection. I am so excited to have you here today. In today's episode, we are talking about all things cellulite. I know. I have realized I have never discussed this topic specifically. And so I thought, hey, let's talk about the most shame-loaded, profit-driven, misunderstood body image trigger that anyone as a woman has ever felt, which is cellulite. But for those of you who are new to this podcast, I'm just going to talk about my life, things going on, reality TV, dogs, whatever that looks like. So if you are not interested in understanding what's going on with me, you can just check out the show notes below and fast forward to the conversation at hand. So this weekend, I'll be going off to San Diego. San Diego for me has always been like my safe space, if you will. I don't know if you guys know this, but after undergrad, I moved to San Diego. I had a stint, as I called it, in San Diego, where I lived there for basically like 6 months and just bartended, ate tacos, drank way too much, and had the absolute best time. And some of my best friends have lived there. I still have friends that live there now. So I'm going for my friend Camilla's birthday. Mark will be coming with me as well as the doggos. I have Liberty right by my side right now. She's sleeping. I think she's sleeping. She's laying on the side where her one eye is gone. So it just looks like she's got no eyes. And so I'm just so excited. And I get so excited about it. I'm really contemplating. Today is Tuesday. I'm like, is there a way we can go tomorrow? Like, can I go early? Because it's like 75 degrees. It's absolutely beautiful. And I just feel like when I'm there, I am just happier. Every time I go, I'm like, oh, I should move back. Oh, I should move back. Same as Palm Springs, to be honest with you. I'm like, we should move here. We should move here. But I don't want to pay the taxes. So that's that. But there's an 80s party. So it's Prime Day. So you guys are going to hear this a few weeks from now. But it's an 80s party on Saturday. So another thing you guys might not know is I am a collector of all things party. So I have decorations, I have accessories, costumes, and I have these huge bins in our garage. And so Mark and I went through and I had basically everything that I needed, but then I bought more shit. So I bought like these chunky white shoes. I bought an oversized jean jacket. I have this like 2-piece I'm going to wear with these leg warmers. I got like some new sunglasses. I'm kind of doing this whole pink thing because sorry, I hit my mic. I had the 2-piece, which is like a bright pink 2-piece, tight skirt. I have pink leg warmers. I have a pink headband with like the lace. But I also had the other option because for my 38th birthday, we did a hot tub time machine theme up north because my birthday is in January. So it's snowing. So we all dressed like we were in like après-ski 80s. So I have this like red beret with those glasses that flip up, the black ones that have like the two like lenses. I have this polka dot sweater, hot pants with this red vinyl or not pleather belts and red leggings. And I'm like, I want to wear that. I'm probably going to bring both of them and see like what the weather's like. Can I pull off the polka dot sweater? Because it's legit. But it's going to be so much fun. And I will definitely you'll see the photos before you'll hear this episode. But I just love a theme party. Every birthday I have a theme. This past birthday's theme was like like a tiki lounge, something like that. Tiki lounge chic, I think I called it. And that was actually a very timid party because it was just there was a lot going on with my dad and my dog having passed away. And so I just had an easy birthday, but normally, like the year before that, it was like a pajama party. We did adult game night at my house. It was so much freaking fun. Like we just had all of these crazy games that everyone played that I found on like Pinterest and TikTok. It was awesome. And I learned, I think, what my favorite. I think my favorite party was my Mad Men party. We had a DJ at my house and like I have this huge island in the middle of my kitchen. So I basically take the island and just like theme it out. Like it is full blown theme. I found typewriter. I found old phones. I found like all this shit. I made these little Mad Men signs. I found fondue, made fondue, chocolate fondue and cheese fondue. I had those fake cigarettes everywhere. I mean, you name it, we had it, and everyone dressed up. We had a bartender in the back, like, oh my God. And all the drinks were like, Manhattans, old fashions, things like that. That was a really fun party. And then the other one that was really fun is we did Vegas in 2020 before the world shut down. Because again, my birthday is January 30th, and we did tourists. So everyone had like a different like tourist vibe. Like one was like your dad, with the like New Balance shoes, the Hawaiian shirt, the binocular, the camera, the whole thing. Mark was like, white boy that hasn't left like Nebraska, his shirt said on a scale of 1 to America, how free are you? Or something like that. He was just like the Brad, the Brad and Chad. We had another friend who was like I guess almost like a Hugh Hefner type. And then all of us girls dressed up like Italian, just those ladies are at the slot machines with the sparkles and the this and the that. It was so fun. The picture is insane. I'll have to try to find it. So I love a good theme party. It's just kind of funny because like we're doing a theme in San Diego. So I was like, are we doing like 80s beach vibes? So I'm kind of going in between because I'm wearing a two-piece, like a crop top with a skirt. So if it gets warm, I can take off the jean jacket if that's what I choose to do. So very excited about that. And then other than that, I feel like this summer I haven't been able to travel. You'll be hearing this and the Mindset of Menopause will have launched. So hopefully as I'm hearing this episode, I'm just feeling so grateful for everyone who has signed up for the Mindset of Menopause. I have put my heart and soul into this project. And the nice thing is now it's kind of set. I can make small changes to it as we go on and as I learn from the clients. But after now that it's done, we can finally figure out where we want to go. I've never been to Europe, which people are like, what? Like, never been to Europe. I was supposed to go when I graduated undergrad. My parents were going to send me, but then my car, I had a Mitsubishi Eclipse, the Spider with the like convertible top. I love that fucking car. And someone had like broken into my car and did it by slashing my roof. And it was actually like at a friend's house. I had parked my car there and then we all drove to the ASU game. And then I came the next morning to pick up my car and it was in like Paradise Valley. It was like in a nice part of town. So anyway, my parents decided that I could take the money and go on the trip or I can take the money and have a down payment for a new car. So I chose the new car. And what did I get? A Mitsubishi Eclipse. I've had to. I loved those damn cars. They're amazing. Yeah. Anyways, and that was back in the day where I, still think about the body image struggles that I had and specifically around freaking cellulite. And so I wanted to talk about this concept of cellulite because I can remember, again, as far back, I have been a dancer since I was 3 years old. There was not an ounce of there was an ounce. There was fat on my body, obviously, but there was times like I did not have a period because I was so lean and I still had cellulite as a like young teenage girl. And even now, like I'm a very strong, I'm a lean woman, and I have just this side of my body where there's this little clump of cellulite. And I do my progress photos, and all I want to do is like air, like brush it out. I'm like, go away. Or I like stand in the mirror and just pull my leg up, like the side of my leg up just a little bit. I'm like, can we just keep it this way, right? And I eat very well. I track my food most of the time simply just because I do like to have a little bit more of my calories on the weekends than on the weekdays. So tracking helps me do that. And I train super hard. I train lower body, and surprisingly, like my quads are really defined. My hamstrings are not, which makes sense because I was a dancer, so very quad dominant. So I train my glutes, my hamstrings, my abductors, my adductors, and still you will see your girl walking around with some cellulite. And it's not because, you know, I'm not doing anything. It's not because I'm lazy. It's just my body. And I thought, for so many of us, I think of my clients who are tracking their food, they're working out 3 times a week and they just don't want to wear the fucking shorts. And it's not because they're not confident. It's not because they're not confident in like their performance, but their thighs have like these visible dimples on them and they think that it's the end of the world, as if they are the only person that has them. Absolutely not. I just explained that I do. And in this episode, I'm not going to talk about like selling you a scrub or pretending that cellulite is a character flaw or punish you out of it. Absolutely not. We're just separating the science from the shame and giving you kind of a framework of how to reclaim your body without trying to fix it. Now, yes, there are things I do to help reduce it. But let's talk about what cellulite is. Cellulite is the visible dimpling or uneven texture of your skin caused by your fat actually pushing through these fibrous connective bands. And these bands tether to the skin, right? And to the deeper tissues. And, it's more of like a structural issue than like an inflammatory issue or anything like that. And to be honest with you, about 80 to 90% of women, including lean, athletic, metabolically healthy women, have cellulite. It's not exclusive to a certain body size or a fitness level. And I think that's really important to know. But you're probably thinking, but what the fuck? Why don't men have cellulite? Great question. Women have those fibrous tissues, they run vertically, okay? So they're vertically oriented, allowing fat to bulge upward into the skin, whereas men's fibrous tissues form in a crisscross mesh pattern, right? Which holds that fat more tightly. Estrogen then also increases fat storage in the glutes, the thighs, and the hips because that's where we want to protect our reproductive body parts. And it reduces over time the collagen in that area as well. I am deathly afraid of getting PE teacher legs because I had a PE teacher that was very, very fit, but had like just these, the collagen in her legs was gone. Now, I don't know how she was eating, but I just remember her legs being like, never do I want that. But I'm being vulnerable. I'm scared of that. So as we get older, though, like because what happens there is your tissue gets thinner, the skin gets thinner, excuse me, and more vulnerable to those visual changes. And those changes obviously can be cellulite, right? Because of the changes to the underlying tissue. Now let's knock out some of the myths. Like if I was just skinnier, right? Or if I just lost more fat, this will go away. Again, many women with visible abs still have cellulite. It's not a fat tissue issue. It's a tissue and structure issue. Okay. And there's a genetic component to it as well. But if it's a genetic thing and 90% of women have it, why do we hate it? Right? Why do we hate cellulite? Well, the word cellulite was popularized in 1933 by a French beauty magazine. And by the 1960s, Vogue referred to it as a deformity. Did you hear me? Did you hear what I just said? A deformity. It was never a medical diagnosis. It was a marketing scheme, right? To sell creams, spa treatments, any sort of shame-based, you need to fix yourself solution. And let's keep in mind that the global, listen to this, anti-cellulite industry is worth $62 billion. That includes creams, laser treatments, body wraps, and injectables to help you fix something that is completely normal and something a part of your genes and your amazingness. You know what drives my clients absolutely crazy is they're eating clean and doing all the workouts, but they don't see the weight budge. Their sleep is all over the place. Their hormones are through the roof, and they feel like they're going crazy.
Yeah, it's frustrating because 9 out of 10 times it's something hormone related that no one's looking at. It's perimenopause, menopause. Our biology internally has shifted, but no one's changing the strategy as far as approach.
What if perimenopause support included like therapeutic guidance, nutrition, exercise, and hormonal support all in one place?
Seriously, it would be great if you didn't have to track down like 10 different experts just to feel like yourself again.
That's why I created the Mindset of Menopause and have partnered with Dr. Jordan Trapp to create a comprehensive plan to your hormonal health.
Together, we are making medical insight meet emotional strategy. So your symptoms make sense, your plan actually works, and your power comes back online.
This isn't just support. This is your comeback season.
Click below for more information.
Look at the magazine. Ads often equate cellulite to loss of status, beauty, desirability, right? They kind of like focus in on it. And it's particularly insidious, especially for women who are taught to look perfect, right? To perform, to be great in all areas. And you're like, oh, but that one, like literally on my body, it's one little kind of like area on my leg. Like I do my progress photos front, side, back, side. And that same side every time has those 3 little dimples. And I'm just like, so interesting, right? And if we think about like fitness culture's role in this, in the wellness space, it's often implied that having cellulite or any dimples in the skin is like proof that you're not disciplined, right? Proof that you're lazy, right? You shouldn't look that way. And again, it's that's just teaching us the wrong thing, because really in the health fitness space, to be fit means to be healthy. And just because I have fat pushing through these fibers that I literally can't do anything about, it's just the way that it's structured, that doesn't mean anything about my health. And you all know people can be super duper thin and be incredibly unhealthy. And you know, it's entirely possible to eat high protein and do other things that we'll talk about that can help kind of smooth the cellulite, but it doesn't get rid of it, right? It doesn't get rid of it. And I think that's really important to note. Like, yes, we can smooth. Yes, we can try to, you know, build our muscle and stuff that I'm going to talk about. But even then, it doesn't mean it's going to go away. So the other part, because this is the mindset mirror connection, is the psychological impact, because shame becomes so internalized. Women learn to see their thighs as this problem to solve, right? Not these beautiful muscles that carry them around their lives, that allow them to bend down and pick up their children, or allow them to, you know, kick someone's ass, allow them to run from a bear, or allow them to dance. Like, they don't see that. They just see the fucking dimples, right? Whereas like I have one area with 3 dimples and the rest of my legs are muscular and have definition and all these things. But if I'm in the wrong headspace, I'm just gonna, I think of like your phone when you like, you know, magnetize something and you zoom in on it. It's like, that's what our brains want to do. This kind of body dysmorphia kind of zooming in leads us to not want to move, right? Especially because we're trying to change something that's really difficult to change. Right. And, you know, it becomes more than just aesthetics at that point. It's a barrier for you to feel like empowered and great and wonderful and like, and celebrate your wins. Right. I don't give a shit about my cellulite because I can lift heavy. I can sprint. I'm doing like 9s on the treadmill, like a level 9 out of 12, sprinting for 30 seconds and like feel good about it. I love that. So psychologically, we need to accept it. Now, just like everything else, if I could respect, like, okay, I have cellulite. That's something that I have. It doesn't say anything about me. I tell clients all the time, like, wear the fucking shorts. Just wear the shorts. If someone's out there talking shit about you wearing shorts, that's a them problem. That's not a you problem, right? However, you know, we can do things, but again, to be clear, you cannot eliminate cellulite, but you can influence how visible it is And that's truly just by improving your muscle tone, your skin quality, and the tissue integrity. This is more about a function and like changing, obviously your strength and your muscle definition, but not, fixing a flaw, right? So we can definitely make visible changes, but again, it's not going to go away. I am telling you that. So strength training, like it matters, building your glutes and hamstring muscles, building that mass creates a smoother base under the skin. So your exercises like barbell hip thrusts, Bulgarian split squats, Romanian deadlifts, sled pushes is a great one, GHD, 45-degree hypers, reverse hypers. All of those things are going to be helpful. And if you're someone who really wants to focus on that area, and with my clients, I say, okay, once they're a little bit more advanced and they've kind of got all of the foundations down, we will target specific areas of their bodies. And so when we do that, we're programming 3 to 4 days a week of lifting in those for that specific area, usually about 3, right? Where I'm focusing on the glutes, the outer thigh, the inner thigh, the hamstrings, right? And we're going to focus usually on the hypertrophy rep range of 6 to 12 reps per set. And what this is going to do is it's going to make the cellulite less visible over time. However, it can, just remember, it's not always just on the legs. Cellulite is more visible in an untrained area with low muscle density. So, usually that is the legs, but there are other areas that you may want to focus on as well. The second strategy is to support your skin and collagen production. So collagen peptides, the recommendation being about like 10 to 20 grams a day, including vitamin C, which is important, about 500 milligrams, can improve your skin elasticity. Other supplements like zinc, silica, and protein, of course, are very, very critical in regards to tissue repair, cellular repair. Retinol creams may improve the skin texture and texture over time, but again, they're not magic. But another thing you could do is hydrate. Drink half your body weight in ounces of water, right? This will help just your skin feel more plump. We know that. Have you ever like pinched your skin when you're dehydrated? It's just like, right? You want that plump kind of juicy skin. My skin feels juicy right now. I drink the shit out of some water because I live in Phoenix. It's hot, even though I'm drinking a Zevia right now. This is a sugar-free soda. My husband's obsessed with Coca-Cola. He will drink a Diet Coke all day, every day. And I told him that he needed to get off of the artificial sweeteners. So now he's on stevia leaf, and so is your girl. This is like Dr. Stevia. Now that I drink it, it tastes gross. Okay, drink your water. Next, we just want to boost like circulation. So walking is a great way. It helps kind of plump your lymph and blood system, your lymphatic and blood system through, just allowing blood to kind of work through your body. One thing I do is I dry brush 2 to 3 times before I shower. I just have a little dry brush that I have it's hanging in my shower, and I just circulate upward towards my heart. Really, it's for lymphatic drainage because I, kind of believe in that. I don't know if I really see a difference, but one of my like spiritual healers told me to do it, and I really enjoy the work we do together. So I do that, but I do focus on that side of my body because it provides some temporary soothing, right? Or smoothness. Other things like cupping can be helpful in that area. Percussion massage can be helpful. And even foam rolling around your thighs and glutes can be helpful as well. And then alternating between like hot and cold showers can stimulate the vasodilation and collagen response in your body. So you could do something, it doesn't even have to be a shower, like you can go cold plunge to sauna and back and forth. Now, I am not an expert in that area. I researched this for you guys. So do what feels good to you. Don't go out of your way to do any of this shit because like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to change. The one thing that I would focus on is just building that muscle. And really, like if you think about, okay, my tissue is something that I can change by building muscle. So if I can build more muscle, I'm going to make that skin a bit tighter, right? The other thing you can do that doesn't take a lot of change is reduce inflammation. This is a topic that I just discussed in regards to inflammation, what it is and like how to manage it. And everything applies. focusing on omega-3s. So your salmon, your flaxseed, your walnuts, polyphenols, eat the rainbow, berries, dark leafy greens, olive oils, right? Cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. Those are very important for supporting estrogen metabolism. And of course, we want to reduce ultra processed foods. So your refined seed oils, your sunflower oil, your saturated fats, reduce your added sugars and really any additives in our body. So like that's why I have Mark drinking this Zevia, because it's carbonated water, natural flavors, and stevia leaf extract and some caffeine. So there's still additives, but not a lot, right? And of course, reduce the excessive sodium. Water retention can make your dimpling worse, which is really, really important. The other thing you could look at is just hormone optimization. Because estrogen plays such a protective role in your skin collagen, it also plays a protective role in like how we redistribute fat and our like microcirculation in our body. So of course, in perimenopause, declining estrogen can make our skin thin. It can weaken our connective tissues and increase fat deposits in our thighs. So that's probably what's happening with me. What will help with that is MHT, bioidentical hormone therapy, or menopause hormone therapy, may improve skin quality. And this is obviously something you would do under supervision of a naturopath or a doctor. If you're interested, you can work with our trusted naturopath, Dr. Jordan Trapp. She will do an initial consultation. It's $175. Then she can have you, help you with a game plan. So she does 15-minute and 30-minute consultations. It's $175 for the 30 minutes. But other things you can do is focus on sleep, right? Sleep helps with the support and growth of your skin and repairing your skin. Balancing your blood sugar, of course, eating protein and fiber at each meal, trying not to eat what we call naked carbs. So always pairing a protein or a fat with a carb will help with that as well. And lastly, you got to rewrite the narratives, right? Your thighs aren't this like before and after picture. They're a record of your strength, of your movement, of your growth, of your freaking life, right? Nobody out there is flawless. I don't care how many treatments you've paid for, you're still going to have cellulite. I watch these girls, except for these girls on fucking Love Island. I'm like, to be young again, right? One girl's butt, I'm like, that's got to be fake. It's so beautiful. But she's like, nope, it's genetics. And I'm like, good for you, girl. Good for you. But the goal is not flawlessness. We want to focus on, the function of your body, confidence in who you are, where that body has taken you. And through wearing the shorts and wearing the bathing suit and recognizing that your body looks like every other woman's body out there in regards to cellulite, because 90% of women have it. And yes, there's women that don't, right? And I will tell you something. I've noticed this on larger bodies. I've noticed this on smaller bodies. I've seen cellulite on smaller bodies and not larger bodies. So it has nothing to do with how thin or fit or whatever it is. Again, I think that's really important to note. So wear the shorts, wear the bathing suit. You can take care of your tissue and your muscle without shaming yourself. And if you knew every other woman that you have admired in your life, if you know that every other woman had cellulite too, that you admire and you think is beautiful, would you still feel like it made you less than a woman? I'm guessing not. So there you go. Thank you guys. I hope you found this information helpful. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure to follow, hit those downloads so that you never miss an episode. I desperately need some reviews on Apple Podcasts specifically. I would love for you to take 5 minutes, write a little beautiful 5-star review about how much you love this podcast. The last review I have is from December. What is going on? I know there's a lot of new listeners as well. It's the nicest thing you can do for me to continue to promote and create this content. So if you could, and if you're not on Apple, please do it anywhere else. Any 5-star review is helpful. And if you guys have any questions about working with me, you can check out the show notes for the different programs that we have. Each of the links is linked to that different program, so it'll explain to you kind of what we do, or you can just go on the website, mindsetofmatter.com. And I'm going to leave you the same way I always do every single episode, reminding you that don't forget that what you say in your mind, you see in the mirror. Bye-bye.